Okay, so I've taken a moment to realign the camera with my work surface, and I'm sorry about the problems that I'm having with focus, but I'm going to do my best to try to move things around so that I can show you. This is one of those pieces where I wasn't thinking of somebody individually, but yet I was thinking of a situation, and anybody who knows me knows right now that the situation that is most heaviest on my mind is the disaster that occurred in the Gulf of Mexico at the hands of BP. And I didn't have anything against BP prior to this starting. I'm going to tell you this story so I can use it as an example here, but I didn't have any qualms with BP prior to the incident. The problem that I have is the obvious ways in which BP has been able to control our government in the way that information is shared with our citizens about what's occurred out there and what's continuing to occur out there. So that's my issue. Anyway, let me go ahead and get into this. What I did in this piece was I selected this pendant, and I've had this pendant for a few years. It's something that I've looked at often, and what this pendant is this is a piece of mother of pearl. It's a shell, and it has the pearls still on, inlaid into the shell. There's actually 5 of them. The smallest one is up here, and it's the hardest to see. And then there's 4 more pearls down here. So there's a total of 5 pearls on this pendant. And in thinking about BP, I like to use the shells, and shells is predominant throughout this piece. The pendant is shell. The decorative copper tone bead being used here is color enhanced mother of pearl, the lip of the mother of pearl shell. And so sometimes when I move it, you can see the iridescent, natural iridescent qualities in the shell. And again, that was color enhanced to bring it up to this copper tone. And then I was talking about the He-She bead, and I'm going to show you the He-She bead on the strand. That would be this. Let me see if I can get this into focus. And what this strand is it's a bunch of very, very thin precision machine cut so that they're all the same size shells. And so there you can see what it looks like on its side, or when you're looking at it flat. And those ones, it's a little hard for the camera to pick up, but they're kind of black and white with a little bit of green. And this is another example, and let me see. Okay, so you can tell that there's a graduation in size. Let me see if I can set this down. A graduation in size on the bead, and the ends are real smaller than what's happening with the size of the beads in the center. It's graduated, and you can see that when I open it up and flip the He-She bead on its side. Okay. So, and then this is a white clamshell, and these He-She beads are each individual bead is a lot thicker than the other ones. But that's just a variety of He-She beads. So what I'm going to do is pull in the piece that I'm working on right now, and see if I can get you a close-up of what the He-She bead looks like when it's strung on its side. And so they're these little white round disc beads that you see in between the copper tone beads. Let's see if I can get this flipped. Okay, so I think the best way to show this is to just go ahead and talk about it. And right now I'm going to actually talk about the method. And after I complete this one, I'll go back in and I will show a prayer being placed. So for right now, I'm just going to talk about the technique. What has to happen to set a He-She bead is that the needle has to go into the bead, the center hole, through one direction, and then the opposite needle comes through, the other needle comes through in the opposite direction. So now what I'm doing is I'm pulling those strings so that I can set this first bead, and this is This is one of the things I like about working with the he, she bead, and this is where I'm always reminded about the prayer, because you have to be able to apply tension. There has to be even tension throughout the necklace, and each bead has to be tied off, and so I'm always reminded when I'm at this tying off process that this is where I'm finishing the prayer, or completing that individual prayer. And I don't feel pressured by it. I know that if the prayer isn't completed with the one single bead, that it's okay, that it can continue into the next bead. And so I've tied the bead again, and now what I'm going to do is apply that seed bead, that beginning and the end seed bead that goes in between each he, she bead, or each prayer. And again, I have to apply this tension, and it's got to be firm, but it can't be too tight, or it'll cause these fine strings to break. And so that requires a lot of balance and tension and carefulness, and those thoughts and actions actually get wrapped into the prayer and the intention, because it's something that is concentrated on so much. It's in this necklace, it's actually being done 48 times, and that's a lot of repetitive balance in locking something down and using proper tension, but using care to not break those strings. So that's my example. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to walk through this step one more time, but I'm going to place the prayer this time. And so again, this necklace has been about, oftentimes I'm thinking about BP these days, and so I'm going to use Jason Monk. And Jason Monk is somebody that I met on the BP America page. And after the time that I met him, he went to work as an independent contractor, at which point I really, I thought highly of this guy, even though he was on the opposite side of the argument. I was concerned for him that he's a young man. I don't know if he's married to the lady or not, but in his picture, his profile picture, he's standing with a beautiful woman. And I worry about this health of this man. I appreciate that he's out there on the front lines and risking his health and his safety and his well-being and his time to clean up a mess that he's not responsible for. And so I want to pray for Jason's health, that he'll be protected and stay safe, and that the equipment that he needs to do his job safely is available to him. And there's the prayer. And so you can see how easy it is to end up with a lot of prayers in one piece, and how those pieces all get tied together. And this one I'm using four he, she beads in between each decorative shell bead, and part of that, the number 4 is really important in the jewelry pieces that I make, the number 4 and the number 7. Both of those numbers are very important to many Native American tribes. The reason why the number 4 is relevant to so many, or all of the Native American tribes, is that that number represents the 4 directions: north, south, east, and west, and the elements: earth, wind, fire, and air, or water. I'm sorry, wind and air are the same thing. Fire, water, earth, and air. So that's part of what goes into making a necklace with intention. Thank you for taking the time to view this, and I'm going to go back and review both videos, and I'm going to make a part 3 to wrap up any important points that I miss, and to give you more information about having pieces of intentional jewelry created for you, and what it takes to do something like that. Thanks for viewing.